So the evolution you don't feel is it's just a cycle. You,
That's it.
you hit the nail on the head. It's a cycle, and I will say, like, there's no getting. It's kind of like that bully thing. So I had the youth program in a school there. We were teaching bully mitigation. Like, so long as you know who you are, you can't be bullied. And I know that's a bold
Right.
statement, whatever.
It's very
But
true.
it seems like all these organizations or these school systems, they go after the bully. If I see you bullying, then I'm gonna do something. But bullying ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, there's a large percentage of bullying happens when you're an adult in corporate America, right? So that's when
When
you
you on the
start looking at
flight deck,
statistics.
you can get bullied
I,
in the
I was
cockpit,
gonna
man.
say how many times that almost where you recognize it and you're like, hold on, man, you're
Yo,
about to
right,
let me where's the break in this thing? Where's the break?
It's
right.
happened to
So
me one time, and I
yeah,
was like, I will never
never.
allow this to slip again.
Yeah,
Never,
yeah.
ever,
And
never, ever.
and I
It's
know if
like
those of you
when
that are just
somebody's
listening to
constantly
this
talking down
podcast,
to you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
those of you that just listening, you can't see Tamika's nostrils flare up. When your sister's nostrils flare up, that means don't walk, run is what that means. It's going to be a bad day for you. Even if you might even be collateral damage. Like she didn't mean to go off on you. You just happen to be standing there, and now you hurt.
But it'll be done tactfully though, because when the door closes, we're professional.
We got to be. Got to be.
So what this one time, and y'all, oxygen mask, you know, got to test it before you take off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aircraft I'm on, I'm the IRO, different type of oxygen mask than the FO and the captain.
True. And the IRO is the International Relief Officer, right?
I
Third party.
tested it. We had already started the engines to leave, but excuse me, we had already closed the door.
Ooh, okay.
And I said, yeah, it's not, that's not right. It's
Mm,
dropping too fast.
okay.
It's not right. No, it's right. We tested ours. It's fine. Hmm.
But
So I looked at theirs and I'm like, I said, but we have different masks.
yeah,
We have different type of tests. What I'm telling you is whatever's that's fine for you two.
yeah.
It's not right. It's not testing when I test mine right. So I think that we have a problem.
Mm, and
We're fine.
you see,
We're fine. Do you, I mean, I said, I know I'm captain. I'm sorry that I tested it late. I know the doors closed. I was back in the back doing some other IRO stuff, getting some things done and helping out this checking the mail, do whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that drop is too dramatic for them. I don't think so. I think it's great.
Uh,
mm, mm,
By this time, we're pushed back. Tow bars being disconnected, and we're off and rolling. So we rotate. I get the times, and I pull out my iPad,
uh,
and I go to the section on oxygen, and I say, "Here's the rest, and here's the section on the oxygen mask." I just want you guys to have that as a reference.
while you left the cockpit, is that what?
Got up, and went on my break.
Ooh,
When I came back from my break,
ooh.
we had an oxygen canister for each of us on the side who's going to be up there
Oh,
from the
really?
back.
So they did read. They're like, oops.
So yeah, I just want to let you know we had thought about we looked at some of this and I don't really think that it's a big deal. So, but just in case, because I'm not worried, we're just gonna have these up here for a remainder of flight. We'll remind them to check that when we land, but just in case. But I don't, it's conflicting information.
Right, because flight
That's
manuals, the manual's
conflicting.
conflicting, huh?
Yeah.
However, let us depressurize and see what's conflicting when you can't suck in any oxygen.
Yeah.
So we crossed the Atlantic like that, landed somewhere
Oh,
in Germany, and they had the mechanics showed up because we typed it in. Please
yeah.
check oxygen. It was closed.
No
The
way.
valve was closed.
No way.
Someone got
So
in big trouble for that.
Well, so for those that don't know, when they
I want to be
switch out systems, they close it, right? So it does, so they don't have to purge. Or actually, I don't know the maintenance background behind it. I think it's for a purging issue, but they swapping out canisters, and so they kept it closed when it should have been open operationally
And that
during a
it flew
maintenance.
3 flights that way.
Oh wow. Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and kudos to your due diligence and bringing it up, because that it was that fourth flight that something would have happened. And
Well, and the problem is, I knew I was right, but I started to second guess myself.
that's the bullying, and that's where
And
it comes
that's
in.
where the problem comes because he didn't want to listen to me.
Mm,
Whereas what I should have said was, well, what I'm going to do is call ops because I want to get off because I don't
mm,
feel safe.
yeah,
That's what I should have done because in all actuality, we weren't safe.
yeah. Oh no, that's for sure.
We weren't safe.
That's for
And
sure.
that's where I've learned to draw my line. And I hope that other women that come behind me, when they get into a position like that, find where their no go, their V1
Yeah,
is. And if I don't feel safe, it's a no go. I'm
that's
done.
legit. Wow. Well, you learned early on. I'm assuming that was early in the career. You're in the right seat. You
No,
were a major
I
airline.
757.
Oh, that's right, Arrow. Okay, yeah,
So this was
relatively.
after the 73.
Wow. See,
So, and I
I,
really thought I was already that person that wouldn't take it.
I was
So,
just gonna say that. I was just sometimes we think that, oh no, ain't nobody gonna tell me, and then all of a sudden you it hits you for some reason, whatever's going on, like the planets align, and you're just not in that confident place for whatever reason, and there's no reason even going into why. It just is, right?
and I
And
start
that's when it
thinking,
happens.
oh, well, they do have different ones, and
Yeah,
maybe it is, and maybe, and I was like, I started second guessing myself. So normally, if I were to speak up and I were to say it forcefully the second time, most of the captains would have, well, let me see, can you pull it up for me?
sure,
They're like, let
sure,
me just get her quiet, and I
yeah,
get that opportunity to deal with it.
yeah,
But when they really shut you down, that's now I know. But it took
yeah,
that one time for it to be never again because I literally was like, well, wow. Well, what do you do at this point? We're taxiing out to the runway and they're okay. And I'm not even on a mic to say like
yeah. And not only that, it takes you out of the game of aviation. Like you're not a crew member. You're sitting back there trying to look stuff up, and you guys are moving instead of
right.
back at the gate looking things up, or back in ops looking things up. um, and that exponentially makes things worse, right? Because now you're trying to hurry. Let me see if I can find something to stop these dudes before we make a mistake. And now you're not looking outside. You're not backing them up. There's all kind of stuff that could be going on. So, nah, yeah, it's a tough place to be, and I think we've all been in some similar place like that where we felt we should have spoken up, and it is hard being in that right seat. I tell you, uh, getting to that captain seat, getting to the left side is
You fly with your favorite
oh,
captain every trip.
yeah, yeah. You fly with your favorite captain every trip, but when you're in that right seat and you fly with a different captain every leg or every trip, or anything, you really talk about code switch, and that switch is going up and down, left and right, like it's a rheostat. It's just you turn it. You have to different degrees of who you need to be to morph to make the flight go. You don't know who you're gonna get, Grumpy Gus, or shout out to Gus. Actually, he's one of the greatest captains I've flown with. So Gus, if you're listening,
He's a real
congratulations.
person.
Yeah, he's a, yeah.
He's a real person.
Gustavo. Yeah, he's a good dude.